Beautiful morning to you out there, esteemed listeners. This is Carnival Radio, your enjoyment unlimited station, and welcome to Carnival Radio Breakfast Show. This is newspaper review. I am Ibrahim Adebayo. How was your weekend? These are the headlines in the news. ₦573 billion fund. Presidency replies governors. ICPC grills top NACON officials over 90 billion Hajj subsidy. Local government autonomy, APC PDP clash over Supreme Court judgment. Nigerian Immigration Service probes woman for destroying husband passport at Lagos Airport. There is nothing to show Tinubu is prepared to solve Nigerian problems. Article. Now the news in detail. 573 billion naira fund. Presidency replies governors. The presidency cleared the air yesterday on the controversy over the 573 billion received by states. It said the fund is a World Bank loan, which the federal government guaranteed and not a grant. It explained that the issue of whether it was a grant or a loan should not be at the center of discussion, but rather how the money can assist in the country development. The clarification was made through a senator, a senior special advisor to the president on media and publicity, Temitope Ajayi. He said, and I quote, "I think the issue is not whether it is a loan or a grant. The point, as clearly stated in the president's broadcast, is that the state got money, the amount which is the second tranche under the COVID-19 livelihood support scheme under the NG Cares program funded by the World Bank is 570 billion naira. The fact is, states are getting needed support and funding to improve the lives of the people. The World Bank facility is guaranteed by the federal government because every multilateral loan must have a sovereignty guarantee. This means the loan will be repaid by the federal government in case the subnational are unable to. There should be no hold and cry by any governor. Really, if the objective is to serve the people and make life better for the masses. The president is elected to make life better for the citizen, the same way the governors are elected to do the same in their respective states. President Tinubu will continue to work to expand the economy and enable shared prosperity for Nigeria. He considered the governor as partner in progress and the job of the nation building. What can be denied is that the states have more resources to deliver better service to the people, especially in critical areas of education, healthcare, security, and physical infrastructure like road, among others. End of quote. Ajayi described the issue as more than just semantic, explaining that the payment was the second tranche, with the first pay in October or November last year. The quote starts again. I think the issue here is one or two governors trying to reduce the matter to semantics. It is much than that. The quote continues, the fact remains that the federal government paid the state the money and the 573 billion naira is actually the second tranche. The first tranche was paid sometimes in October or November last year, he said. End of quote. Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde and Niger State Governor Abdullahi Sule said at the weekend that they did not collect any money from the federal government except the World Bank loan. Makinde had said, quote, he said, and I quote, "This is yet another case of misrepresentation of facts. The said fund were part of the World Bank assisted NG Cares project, a program for resource intervention." The court continued, the World Bank facilitated an intervention to help states in Nigeria with COVID-19 recovery care, means COVID-19 action recovery economic stimulus. It was called Program for Resort because states had to use their money in advance to implement the program. After the World Bank verified the amount spent by the state, it reimbursed the state through the platform provided at the federal level. The federal government did not give any state money. They were simply the conduit through which the reimbursements were made to the state for the money already spent. 573 billion naira fund. Presidency replies governor. For more details on the news, you can visit The Nation newspaper. ICPC grills top NACON officials over 90 billion naira Hajj subsidy. Some top officials of the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria have been arrested by the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission over alleged mismanagement or diversion of the 90 billion naira released by the federal government to subsidize the 2024 Hajj pilgrimage to Saudi Arabia. The officials were arrested in their offices and taken to the anti-graft agency office following their failure to honor earlier invitation extended to them by the ICPC. A source had the commission added that the officials were interrogated for hours on the 90 billion naira subsidy for pilgrims upon their arrival at the anti-graft agency office, speaking on the condition of anonymity because they lack official permission to speak to journalists. The source said on Wednesday, some of our men were at the Hajj Commission office to bring some officials to our office. We invited these officials, but they did not show up. They were interrogated upon their arrival at the commission office. The officials were being investigated following petitions against them as regard the subsidy for pilgrims. When contacted, the spokesperson for the anti-graft agency, Demola Bakari, on Sundays confirmed that the officials were brought to the ICPC office. He added that since had been released after the meeting, their bail condition. Bakari, however, denied that the ICPC shut down NACON office. He said, and I quote, "We didn't shut down the commission as being speculated. We only went there for their officials who failed to honor our invitation," he said. End of quote. The arrest of the official of the commission came days after the Economic and Financial Crime Commission on Tuesday interrogated NACON chairman Jalal Arabi over alleged mismanagement of the 90 billion naira 2024 Hajj subsidy, following the alarm raised by the governor of Niger State, Muhammad Bago. The National Assembly had opened a probe of NACON over the alleged misuse of 90 billion naira Hajj subsidy. However, addressing a post-Hajj press conference in Abuja on July 29, Arabi insisted that the funds were transparently utilized, dismissing insinuation of corruption. said, and I quote, each pilgrims was supported with 1,637,369 naira from the 90 billion, except from pilgrims under the Hajj Savings Scheme who enjoy more. Hence, all registered intending pilgrims, except those on HLS, were required to pay a balance of 1,918,094 naira, since the 90 billion naira was not sufficient to make up for the balance, Arabi maintained. End of quote. ICPC grills top NACON officials over 90 billion Hajj subsidy. For more details on the news, you can visit the Punch newspaper. Local government autonomy. APC PDP clash over Supreme Court judgment. The People's Democratic Party and the ruling All Progressive Congress yesterday traded word over the recent Supreme Court judgment granting autonomy to local governments. While the opposition PDP described the Apex Court judgment as a potential source of trouble, the ruling APC called the opposition party an enemy of the people who did not want the dividends of democracy to percolate to the grassroots. A month after the Supreme Court judgment, the PDP National Publicity Secretary, Debo Ologunagba, addressed a world press conference in Abuja yesterday, stating that the matter was not yet settled. On July 11, the Supreme Court ruled that the 36 state governors can no longer control funds meant for 774 local government areas in Nigeria. The judgment delivered by Justice Emmanuel Agin affirmed that the local government must manage their own funds, reinforcing their financial independence. The court also declared that the state government lacked the authority to appoint caretaker committees for local government council, recognizing only democratically elected local government. Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde, who is the vice chairman of the Nigerian Governors Forum, had advised that the public will bear the consequences of the judgment. He said, and I quote, "The law is the law, and when there is a conflict, yes, we should go to the courts. But it is behoves on us to look for our own homegrown solution that can ensure that we have transparency and that our people do not suffer. This is because when two elephants are fighting, it is the grass that will suffer," Makinde said, and I quote. End of quote. However, the PDP spokesman Ologunagba said yesterday that the opposition party was reviewing the Supreme Court judgment to take a position. He stated, and I quote, "The concern is very clear, and the local governments are related to the state because they are closer to it. Now, as a party, we are reviewing those positions of the Supreme Court with concerns. And I will say this, the fact that the federal government is trying to create another bureaucracy that will be corrupt or deviant in the local government control, we think that will be another recipe for trouble." The PDP National Publicity Secretary noted that if issue arose within the local government, the chairman will reach out to the state governor and not the federal government. Reacting, National Director of Publicity for the ruling APC, Bala Ibrahim, described the position of the PDP as preposterous and afterthought. Ibrahim wondered why it took the opposition party a month to arrive at its present decision, adding that he could not overturn the Apex Court judgment. Ibrahim said, and I quote, "Even as a layman in law, I I know that once the Supreme Court has decided a matter, it is the ultimate. Nobody can challenge that unless the PDP is trying to initiate something afresh that does not exist in Constitution. This is to tell you that the PDP, notwithstanding that it is in the opposition and it is a party that wants to perpetuate corruption. End of quote. Local government autonomy, APC PDP clash over Supreme Court judgment. For more details on the news, you can visit the Punch newspaper. Nigerian Immigration Service probes woman for destroying husband passport at Lagos Airport. The Nigerian Immigration Service has launched a probe into an incident involving the destruction of a Nigerian passport at the Muritala Muhammad International Airport in Lagos. This was contained in a statement released yesterday by the Nigerian Immigration Service Public Relations Officer Kenneth Udo. He said, and I quote, "The Nigerian Immigration Service has launched a formal investigation following circulation of a video on the social media showing a female traveler destroying a Nigerian standard passport at Muritala Muhammad International Airport in Lagos. The incident, captured on a video and widely circulated on social media, sparked concern among the public. Is shown a female traveler identified as Mrs. Igebo tearing her husband's Nigerian standard passport shortly after they arrived at the Lagos airport on Saturday, August 10, 2024. In the footage and agitation, Igebo, who questioned about her action, retorted, "It is your passport." The Nigerian Immigration Service noted that her action could be a violation of Section 10 of the Immigration Act 2015 as amended, which prohibits willful destruction of the Nigerian travel document. The Act outlines specific penalty for such offences. The statement further emphasized the service dedication to enforcing the Immigration Act strictly to safeguard national security and preserve integrity of the Nigerian legal and diplomatic instrument. Nigerian Immigration Service probe woman for destroying husband passport at Lagos Airport. For more details on the news, you can visit the Punch newspaper rather. There is nothing to show Tinubu is prepared to solve Nigerian problems, says former Vice President of Nigeria, Atiku Abubakar. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar said if by now the President Bola Tinubu-led All Progressive Congress administration hasn't realized the enormity of the sovereigns of Nigerians, it means it wasn't ready for governance from the start. Atiku, who spoke through his media advisor, Paul Ibe, explained that it was disappointing that the administration had to wait for Nigerians to take to the streets to draw its attention to what has become the desperate time we have been forced to live in. He said, and I quote, "There were certainly challenges before now. That is why you were given the mandate. We know so many things were done wrong under the Buhari government." The quotes continued. The economy went into recession twice under the last APC administration because it knows nothing about economy. Nepotism, corruption were at high. Whatever Buhari did wrong were seen at the higher dimension under Tinubu administration. What we are witnessing today is Buhari promise. The vision under Buhari have become craters under this government. How can the cost of basic food item come down when farmers can still not go back to their farm due to insecurity? Look at all the drama over the Dangote refinery. This is one refinery that the last administration, in spite of all failing investment, $20 billion taxpayer money in it, we are taught by now our domestic need will be met and exports will generate the much needed foreign exchange for our development. But here we are questioning. The quote continue. What is going on? Does this administration enter into any partnership with foreign interests to run this investment? Sadly, there is nothing in the horizon to show that this government is ready to solve the nation problems. End of quote. There is nothing to show Tinubu is prepared to solve Nigerian problem, says former Vice President of Nigeria, Atiku Abubakar. Before we bring the newspaper review to a close, these are the headlines again. 573 billion naira fund. Presidency replies. Governors. ICPC grills top NACON officials over 90 billion naira Hajj subsidy. Local government autonomy. APC PDP clash over Supreme Court judgment. Nigerian Immigration Service probes woman for destroying husband passports at Lagos airport. There is nothing to show Tinubu is prepared to solve Nigerian problems, says Atiku Abubakar. And that ends the newspaper review on Carnival Radio. Thank you so much for listening. I am Ibrahim Adebayo. You can download the Carnival Media app from the Google Play Store and iOS App Store. Do enjoy the rest of your morning.